Hi, I'm Dave Cathy, the Food Dude, and welcome to Open Flame. Tonight, our second event of 2016, very special. We've never done an event like this. It's going to be all about Chae. That's a new modern Korean restaurant. We have here with us the chefs that were behind the concept, that created the menu, that is all the rage here in Oklahoma City. Here they are to talk about Chae.
Okay, today we're doing a gochujang marinated flank steak, and the traditional Korean terminology for this dish is gujarpan. It's like a royalty food in Korea, where all the kings, after dinner, when they're having little small snacks with their, their alcohol, so this is what they eat. You make a little Korean crepe with just flour, equal parts flour, water, one egg white per serving. Then you mix that all together with just a little seasoning with salt, and you make it literally like a crepe in a non-stick pan. You do a little small ladle on there and spread it out so you get a nice thin little Korean crepe. And that's served with usually like a grilled marinated meat, pickled vegetables, and little scallions, onions, little thin sliced egg whites, and egg yolks also. And that'll be served with a little soy pine nut puree. And that'll be the gujarpan for today, and we're excited.
Kevin Lee, you toil mostly high above Oklahoma City up at Vast. However, last year you got involved with this Project Chae. Tell us how that came to be.
Well, the Chae, the owner there, Daniel Chae, he's a childhood friend of mine. We grew up together. We knew of each other when we were younger, but we spent about 15 years apart from each other. And when he moved back to Oklahoma, and he opened up All About Chae, the little cafe in Nichols Hills, he was, he wanted to open up a little noodle house or some kind of Asian-themed restaurant at 23rd Street, the location they're at right now. And I talked to them. We're Koreans. There's not a lot of Korean restaurants. There are some mom-and-pop restaurants here, but we want to introduce a more exciting, younger, hip Korean place that people can try out. That's not too intimidating, something that's real familiar to them. But we want to introduce that Korean food to the Oklahoma community and kind of become the gateway towards more, traditional Korean food. Yeah. It's been real exciting. I think the response has been pretty, good. People are, they're noticing that Korean food is not very intimidating. Right. It's very simple. It's either sweet, spicy. Those are really the only two.
Or a little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both, and that's the only flavor profile that Korean food has. So I'm really glad it's doing well, and people are becoming more familiar with the Korean food here.
Yeah. Now, when it came time to hire an executive chef full time, yes, you played a little hand in that as well.
Yes. So I'm a Coach House alumni. There's a little patch here somewhere. So Taylor Desjardins, he was a year behind me in the Coach House Apprentice program, and when Daniel came to me, first guy that popped in my head was Taylor, because he's always been real interested in Asian flavors. He's worked at Japanese restaurants back in the days, and he's always, when I was cooking family meals or something at the Coach House, making Korean like bulgogi or stuff like that, he was always very interested in what I was doing. So that's the first thing that guy, and he was graduating just right then, So he's the guy I thought about, and it's worked out great so far. I mean, he's really passionate. He's kind of out of his comfort zone, but I think now he's gathered everything and soaked up everything that the Korean flavor has to offer. So yeah, it's been working out great.
Tonight I am doing bone-in ribeyes with a smoked gochujang and brown sugar glaze. So it's a nice Korean-inspired flavors on a really awesome cut of meat, my favorite steak. It's going to be served with 3 of our pickles that we pickle in-house. So we have pickled cucumbers, onions, and smoked hatch chilies. Also, I made a fermented black bean and Dijon coleslaw with cabbage and onions and Chinese chives. So a little Asian spin on one of our favorite barbecue items.
So timing was good for you when you were getting done at the Coach House Apprenticeship Program, was it not?
Yeah, I graduated July 19th and 20th of last year, and I think I got the phone call from Kevin about a week before that. So I started at Chae in August.
Yeah, now, and he mentioned you had a little bit of a background in Asian cuisine, right?
Yeah,
Talk
I had
about
worked at a couple Asian restaurants. Me and my friend Chad, who's here tonight, did Ichiban Sushi, ran that in the mall. He went on to the sushi bar up there, but I did roll sushi for a while.
Yeah, so kind of, it's not Korean exactly, but
No.
so tell me about that process of learning Korean.
It was definitely a transition, especially coming from such a French-heavy and technique-heavy place. But like Kevin said, it really was just sweet and spicy. And so my thing was, instead of just trying to learn how to make Korean food, more or less, it was how can I elevate it a little bit and add some modern technique and make it a little more refined.
So how's the response been?
It's been great, man. It's been overwhelming.
Yeah, you know, you guys have really bridged that gap between casual and fine dining without being too fancy, but also without being too unfancy, I guess is the word, right?
Yeah, we jokingly say that we're an upper middle class restaurant.
I like it. Well, for those who haven't been there, take people through what kind of experience, you know, the way things work at Chae.
Well, our plates are set up from small, medium, and large, basically. So we have a lot of small appetizers that are great to share at the table. All of our large plates are enough to feed 4 to 6 people. So we do big style productions in big cast iron pots, and so it's fun to eat, and I like the whole communal aspect of it, and I think that's had a really good response too.
Cool. Thanks, man. We appreciate you coming out. All right, that's it for this edition of Open Flame. Chae really came through with some luscious beef, some big flavors, sweet and spicy as promised. Incredible stuff. These recipes are available in the Oklahoman and on newsok.com.